Hello, today we are going to discuss technology and how it works in Galactic Civilizations 4. There are a number of ways that you can accelerate your civilization's rate of technological growth, and tech victories, even on the harder difficulty settings, are quite achievable. The first thing you need to understand is how to pick the technologies you want. Now in this game, we don't have a conventional tech tree. We have a tech library. But if you want to know what's ahead in one of your technology tracks, what you do is hover over it until you see this menu pop up. And when you move your mouse, it'll stay there and it'll bring the next technology. And you can get the next technology, and you can keep going to the very end of the track using this method to find out exactly where the technology that you need is. You also have the tech library. It contains every tech, but in an order that's difficult to discern. I think this goes by the cost of researching the technology. It's very difficult to find what you need here, but this is the complete list if you want to look at it. Now, when you're researching technologies, you have different categories of technology. So it came up in a menu, how do I get Universal Translator if I don't find it right away? Well, Universal Translator is always going to be in governance. I already researched it. But the point is, when you get here, you'll have 5 options. Let's say that you need a tech, but it's not showing up in your list of options. Well, what you can do is go back to another tree and then go back to where you started, and often the list that you see is in a slightly different order with different options depending on what it is. Now, if you do that too many times, the game eventually locks you out and you can't switch. But you can get 3 refreshes on whatever list you're looking at. Let's say you've done 3 refreshes and you still don't have it. Well, the problem is another technology is in your way. So, if you pick the cheapest technology on that list, in this case I would only have to pay 2 turns to get this out of the way, then it would increase the likelihood of one of these 5 slots being the technology that I need later on. One way to advance your technology early on is innovation and spending your culture points on this tree. The one I get first, which is usually the best, is deep investigation. It gives you +1 research after surveying an anomaly. At the beginning of the game, that is going to help quite a bit. Now, after that, the next one that I normally get is Revere Science. This one gives a +10% approval for scientists. So you're already going to have a problem of not getting enough approval on your planets. And you can just restructure your citizens to be scientists, and you get more approval than you would from an entertainer. And then you also get more science out of every planet. So that's a big gain. Quantum Leap is another big one. It's just 10% overall for the rest of the game. And then Logic gives you +1 global citizen intelligence. That doesn't help very much, so go ahead and get that last, but it does help just a little. This one is almost completely worthless. It gives you 3 scientists. You can just make 3 scientists anytime you want. Also, this only gives you 50 research, which is not very much. Now, this one up here doesn't help you with technology, but if you're running a tech victory anyways, you're going to get a new technology every few turns. So the approval bonus from Eureka really comes in handy. Now, what do you do if you want to start getting this right off the bat, but you don't have 3 innovation? Well, you just go to your policies menu, and at the very beginning of the game, you're going to have the unregulated research option. That gives you 3 innovation, and you can start your civilization off right by every survey generating research as well. Another policy that comes later in the game, but not much later, just a few researches later, is the research grants, and that gives you another 10%. As far as I know, there aren't any other ones that really help you with research specifically. The next thing that will help you in your research quest is making research planets. In this case, I found a planet that has a fair amount of space, and it naturally creates 4 tech on its own, and then it has a few other colonies feeding into it. So you want to start your tech colonies off right by picking the right governor. In this case, this governor has an intelligence of 12, so that's a 12% bonus to research. Then the next thing is picking your buildings. This building right here is a memory center, which only increases research by 1. But if you build a lot of citizens on your research planet later, you can wind up having 1 extra intel for every scientist, and scientists produce more research based on their intelligence. So you can also get a quantum physicist later on, which improves research even farther, but you're going to need 100 antimatter and a Promethean and some lab equipment. So when you plot out your research planet, what you generally want to do is put heavy research buildings in the middle, because they're force multipliers to everything around it. See this building right here? This is a research district with plus 11. That's because it's got all these other buildings around it. This is the tech capital. It gives a huge tech advantage, and you can only build 1 per civilization. Most major tech improving buildings, you only have 1 per civilization. So choose them wisely. This, however, the fusion plant, you can build 1 on every planet. So if you already built all of your other good options, and then all of a sudden you found a super tech planet, you can still just build your fusion plant there, which takes a long time to build, but once it's done, that's plus 2 research for every district you build around it. Then it also helps to have a large population. In this case, I won before I got there because I have a lot of tech planets. But if you only have 1 and you put your tech stuff in the middle, and then if you wind up getting the 2 extra tiles later in the game and making them housing, you can have a gigantic population and make every single one of them scientists. A scientist by itself produces 7% research. If you look at what we've got here, we've got an input of 9.4 and an output of 38.12. So we're getting 10 from the unregulated research. Our research relics, that's those little, I'll show them to you later. And then you've got quantum leap and also research pacing. In this case, I sped up the research rate because I knew that was the victory style I wanted. Your minister, your research districts, in this case they're 45, so I think scientists are a little bit more valuable than research districts by themselves. I got 45 because I've got heavy bonuses on all of my research districts. And the memory center adds 30%, so I guess the memory center is pretty good for that. The tech capital is 28. Galactic mainframe is quite a bit, 47.5, and the governor adds some. So that gives you an idea of how you can max out a planet. Now when I was telling you about research relics look like this, and they have this little blue symbol over them. If you build a starbase next to them, you get a lot. Here's one that I am getting researches for. All you do is you plop down your star base, and then you build your archaeology lab, And you'll have a few things that come after your archaeology lab, like the Ancient Studies Center, that really beef up the percentage. So I get 11% research just from this one. And you can grab every one of them in the game and really max up to capitalize a lot on that benefit. If you want to win a tech victory, the best civilization to play on is actually the Terran Alliance. Their value is innovation, and so since they're already aligned on that, they have the most natural advantages. Their homeworld itself comes with 4, which is about as high as you're ever going to see in a single planet on this game. This building right here is the Ascension Gate. Once you build the Ascension Gate, you've won a research victory. Well, actually, I think there are 4 conditions. You have to build the Ascension Gate and get to a certain level in 3 other areas to finish your victory. You're gonna find all of your tech advancing opportunities under the green one that has focus on colonization. So it'll mostly be stuff related to farming, but you also get your tech stuff there. And so once you research one, another one will pop up. As far as how far down it goes to get all the way to the end of the tech thing, it's that far. That's how far you have to go to get the Ascension Gate. But you can actually stay on the research path and just keep clicking blue as often as it comes up over and over again. And in a lot of cases, after you go down the path a little ways, you'll get a whole bunch of bonuses that greatly improve the rate at which your technology goes. In this case, you get plus 10% technology. And most of them aren't that expensive. Like this one, the second to last, is a very expensive one, the Technological Singularity. But if you look at wherever I'm at right here, I think this is the 3rd one. Quantum Computing is 7. And over here we got AI Overseer, number 8 or 9. That's only 21 weeks. So you can go straight in a row and bust them out. Every now and then you'll come to the green section and you won't find a blue option. But you're gonna need to upgrade your planets anyways, so just always click on blue, and then if blue's not there, see what else you need, and that'll clear up a slot, and you'll probably get blue again the next time it comes up. Thank you for watching another episode of SS Street Fighter. Leave a like, leave a comment, and click subscribe to join the Street Fighter Army. I'd also like to send a thank you to my Patreon supporters, Charles and Nancy.